2025 VoyagoSites office hours. I am Justin Hinkle, CEO of VoyagoSites and CEO of Suitcase Designs, the team behind VoyagoSites. Just want to welcome you here. I know it's middle of almost the holiday season, really. So everybody's busy. If you have questions as we go along, feel free to drop them in the chat and I'm happy to answer them. This is kind of a give and take kind of session. I'm going to do demos live and I'm happy to, answer anything along the way. So we'll kind of get into what is VoyagoSites since we're still pretty new. We are a it's a do-it-yourself, but almost kind of do-it-together platform for travel advisors to build a website that'll really take them to an entirely another level online. What we do is we provide you a platform, WordPress with Elementor Pro, which is a drag and drop editor, with pre-built websites that we've got for you to choose from that you can fill in your content, your photos, your videos, your colors, your logos, everything like that, and really take it to another level. Something that you can't really do on GoDaddy or Wix or anything like that, because they don't have the guidance we have. We have a help library that's step-by-step. We have these office hours where you can come and chat and, get live demonstrations. We have a service desk where you can, submit a service ticket and get, something fixed if you have an error on your site for any reason or something that you think might be broken, so we're really there to help you every step of the way and do it with the travel industry in mind. You're working with Wix or GoDaddy or Squarespace or anything like that, and they're not thinking about the travel industry. They're just thinking about mass market websites. We want your website to really work for you. So our websites are laid out in a design that is called a persuasive page format that is really driving your visitors towards conversion points. So what we're doing is trying to connect with them emotionally and then drive them to the call to action, the thing that you want them to do on your website in the first place. You think, okay, what do I write on my website? Even that is helped in our help library. We help you there too. Every section that we've got on the website, we give you step-by-step, instructions on what you should be writing there and prompts you can use if you want to prompt AI to help you write there, write those sections. So VoyagoSites is $35 a month billed yearly or $39 a month if it's billed monthly. You could have this launch done. You could be up and ready in the weekend. You're going to look, professional, trustworthy right out of the gate, right off the bat. You can cancel anytime. There's no long-term contracts here. But we want your website to be one of the things that helps you stand out and helps you succeed in 2026 compared to, a site that you're afraid to show to anybody. So how do you get your Voyago site? You come to VoyagoSites.com. You click Get My Voyago Site. And you're going to register here. So you put in your email, the username you want to use, a password, and then your site title. So you put in your business name. So Justin's Travel. So what this is going to do is going to give you this site URL, justinstravel.voyagosites.com. You're actually able to add your own domain later. So if you go off to Namecheap and buy a domain, you're able to add that to your website later, and it can be justinstravel.com. So this isn't not your permanent URL. This is a URL you can freely use if you want to, but to really up the professionalism, you can add your own custom domain later when you're ready to launch. After you've done that, you want to pick your template. So we've got 3 to choose from right now. And we're going to add more over time. So we're going to view those. So this is our luxury one. Now, every template is set up to be ready for all types of screen sizes. They're mobile responsive. They're ready to go. So we're really working it through there to make it easier on you to not worry about, okay, I've got to move everything around because it's on the phone now. We've already done that for you. So these sections are already laid out in a way that are going to reflect well on your phone. And we've done it in 3 different templates so far. And we don't really like the word template itself, but like maybe a framework if you will, because what these are doing are really guiding you through the process. A template, if you go to Wix or GoDaddy or something, you pick out a template that's pretty and beautiful, that's great, but it's not set up to be strategically, driving people towards conversion. And you're going to have to guess what you should put where. And you're basically staring at a blank page at that point. We're trying to give you the most wins right out of the gate. Show the other one here. So again, ready for all screen sizes. So that way you're ready to go right out of the gate. All you've got to do is really, choose your template. Say we're going to use that one. So it shows that that's selected there. And then you want to choose yearly or monthly. So when you do this, that toggles back and forth, but you're going to want to click on one to actually put it in your shopping cart. So this should have a blue line around it to show you've actually chosen the yearly or monthly. So it's in your shopping cart right here. And then you agree to terms of use. You can read those right there. And you're going to be taken to a Stripe checkout. So it's secure, safe. And then from there, it's going to send you 2 emails. It's going to say, first, welcome to VoyagoSites. We're getting your website ready for you. And the second email will be your website is ready. This happens in about 5 minutes. And you're able to start logging on and start working on it right away. So I'm going to go to a website that I already have in here and log in. So you'll get a link to your login page. It'll look just like this. Technical issue right now, we just discovered this week that we're getting fixed, is if you've lost your password and you click this link, it's going to do this. We're going to be able to get you, if you lose your password, actually email us at hello@voyagosites.com, and we're going to be able to help you reset your password for you and get you to the actual lost password page. And then we'll get that link fixed in the future here as we're going along and developing. So in the meantime, reach out to us at hello@voyagosites.com if you have lost your password. So I'm going to go ahead and log in to your website. Click the button for real. And this is your dashboard. So your dashboard is going to kind of be the hub of what you're doing here. This is the WordPress dashboard. You can see the analytics for your website. So you can open that dashboard here and see what's going on your website. What pages are the most popular, my home page right now, right? And, you can go see what search engine traffic, if anybody's finding you on Google or social media, it'll tell you where they're coming from, if it's Instagram, Facebook, whatever. And then last 7 days, who've been your top referrers? Right now it says people are coming direct. That means people meaning me, because I'm the one who's been going here, going directly to moonshottravel.voyagosites.com. You want to go back to that dashboard. You see dashboard up in the left-hand corner here, and click on that. And you can see you've got an account summary about your account information. You can click in there and see more. In here, you can cancel your membership. If you cancel your membership, it's going to keep it live until the end of your membership period, but then your website goes away. So be careful there. That's why it says a danger zone here. These are things that are irrevocable. You can't fix it, basically. After that, if you delete the site, it's completely gone. It'll delete it completely. So be sure that's what you want to do before you do it. And it tells you when your plan's going to renew or expire. November 10th, 2026 for this one. And then back to the dashboard. Again, your limits and quotas are here. We don't really have any limits on things right now. As we grow, we may have to look at that on other plans and help cap things, but we're seeing what's a right size for these set websites is what we want to figure out first. You can see submissions on your contact form. If you're using our schedule page with the contact form, you can look at your submissions. It'll tell you the entries. You can see I'm the only entry here so far, and you can read the messages on those. So you don't just have to wait for them to come to your email. They will send you an email, but you can look at your entries right here and read them here if you have somebody, your clients connecting with you through that contact form. back to the dashboard. Right here in this blue box, if you need help, you can go to our help library, or you could submit a ticket. Also up here, this orange VoyagoSites help library and submit a ticket. These will take you to the same places. We just wanted to make it, painfully obvious that it's there, and it's there to help you along the way. When you're ready to add a domain, your custom domain, you click down here and you follow the instructions. Part of those instructions are letting us know you're sending us a service ticket, and you do some stuff on your side with these 2 DNS records, and we do some stuff on our side to make sure it's linked up and the SSL certificate's assigned and everything like that. And then your website is ready to go with the custom domain. So I'm going to click open the help library. The help library is going to help you step by step through the entire process. From what to put on each page, what to write on each page, how to customize everything, fonts, colors, layouts. So you really want to be able to look through this stuff. Even common fixes, how to clear your browser cache, what's covered by support and what isn't. We actually were ready to cover a lot for you. So you can see, our support is, login access, site loading, availability problems, platform errors or bugs, payment, billing, subscription questions, guidance on using the built-in features, clarification on any documentation that you're unsure about, and troubleshooting any domain connection you have. Not included is, custom design work. The custom design work is done by Suitcase Designs. That's a separate, entirely separate level of website. We don't write your copy for you, but we are giving you help and, instruction along the way for what you should be writing. We're not doing SEO audits or anything like that. These are all things, again, in our help library. We have lots of instructions and advice on how to do these things. We don't include plugins beyond what are already installed. So that's important, because if we install different plugins on every site all across VoyagoSites, what would happen is we'd really have a issue of, if one plugin ended up not being compliant on somebody's site with like our main plugins, which happens sometimes, we'd have to troubleshoot that. And we wouldn't want that to be something that goes across all sites. Once we're building, hundreds of sites and we have different plugins, we're going to have a lot of different security and support issues there. So we have plugins selected for you already at an enterprise level that we maintain and we make sure are up to date and compatible. And they give you, endless design opportunities, really. We cannot recover deleted content if you have canceled or deleted your website. Any work that falls under a paid or custom kind of design package, that's a Suitcase Designs design package, and you'd want to talk to us about a custom site. But how to get your fastest help? Help center articles are the fastest way to get help. We have a Facebook group. It's facebook.com/groups/VoyagoSites. We'll show you that real quick. .com/groups/VoyagoSites. And so this is a new group. Four of you have joined so far. And in here, we're able to help you there as well. So if you've got a kind of a question for the group, so maybe someone else has experienced it and give you some help, or it's something that you think would benefit everybody to know, and we could answer the question in there so everybody can see that as well. So, and we're also posting, YouTube, these office hours back in there. This is where we found out about the reset password issue. One of our members posted it in the group, and we were able to take care of that and let everybody know how that works. So please join our Facebook group. I think it's going to have a lot of good information over time in there, and really be helpful along the way. So there's the Help Center Facebook group. There are the support tickets. So if you were submitting a ticket, right here is our support ticket area. Create a ticket. Tell us a subject. It's about, changing fonts. And what's first going to do is show you suggested Help Center articles that might be able to help you with this. Maybe you've already read it and you still don't have your answer. That's all right. Just X that away and type in the details in your question there. And then if you have a screenshot or anything about the problem that'll help us out, just add attachment, browse files, add your attachment, and then set the priority. Is this critical? Is your website down? Is this something medium or normal? That's just a normal issue that it'd be nice to get this fixed. And then create your ticket, and that'll go to our service desk where we'll be able to triage those and help you manage those and correct all your issues and your problems that you might be experiencing. And oh yeah, one topic per ticket will help faster resolution. That's something I want to get out there. So if you have font problem and an image problem, make those 2 different tickets. That'll help us solve them each individually and make sure the ticket gets taken care of as a whole. Because one problem, easy to solve one problem, close that ticket, go to the next ticket. So our support tickets though, service hours, response time, we are operating Monday through Friday right now, standard business hours, Mountain Time. So the response times are just going to vary depending on volume. Most issues will be handled within 24 to 48 hours. We do check service tickets through the weekends, but we can't guarantee, like if it's not a critical ticket, we can't guarantee it won't be handled till Monday, basically. But those are Monday through Friday, Mountain Time is our current work hours. But really, so that's kind of what's covered by support. Talked about how to contact support, I believe. You can submit a ticket. You can track your requests and your tickets. Always check out that help library. It's smart to do. And so even the help library lets you know, how to submit a ticket, how to request it effectively help, to make it, make sure your problem gets solved quicker. You might be wondering, okay, what are our frameworks? Why I say it's a framework and not a template? A template is a single pre-styled page you just drop some content onto, but the frameworks we build are full foundations of your site. So we've designed them professionally based on Suitcase Designs styles and strategy that we have, gone through. We're at 150 subscribers to Suitcase Designs right now, and this is tested with them. So these are professionally designed pre-built structures with global styling, container organization, navigation, responsive layouts that's already in place. Templates are, just usually a page. The framework is the entire website. And, these are modern, they're accessible. We're trying to really build in all these things that reduce the load on your side to get a great website up in the shortest amount of time possible. So back on the website, we're going to go to pages on the left-hand menu, and that's all the pages in the website. I'm going to go to my home page and hover over it. It says edit with Elementor. And so right now, what you've got here is our hero section. This is what we call it. You can see I've got a video behind here already. So that's something we went over last office hours, is that I showed how to do video uploads. So check out last week's for that. But it's a great way to make a splash within the great first impression. I'm sorry, I'm blanking this morning. It's a great way to make a great first impression and really draw people in to sorry guys, it looks like I have to check in for a flight because we're travel agents too. There, that's done. Track check-in is great. So anyway, if anybody's out there for ASTA Arkansas Central Arkansas chapter, we'll see you tomorrow. You want to grab them in the hero section with a great headline that tells them the benefit of your service, and then a sub headline that tells them what you do and who you do it for. And then how are they going to get it? Your call to action button. You don't want to waste this real estate with a rehash of your logo. We see it up in the, there's a logo up in the header there. You don't want to say, welcome to my website. You don't want to say, welcome to Moonshot Travel here, because it's going to be in your logo in the header there. It's the domain name. They know where they're at already. You want to make sure you use this real estate to really draw them in and say, we're talking to you, specifically my ideal client. Here's the benefit of our service, the main benefit, the biggest benefit, and how you can get it. So you want to get all that together. Next section we do is kind of the problem section. And what we're talking about there is really talking to them and showing them you understand what problems they have. Why did they seek out a travel advisor in the first place? They're not coming to your travel advisor site to get inspired to travel. They're already inspired to travel. They're coming because they have a problem that they need solved. You want to show them that you understand that problem for your ideal client. And then the next section, that you have the ability to help them solve that problem. So that's your solution section. Then we go into a section we call kind of our services section. Kind of list 3 main destinations or services you might choose. And then this learn more button will take them to your services page that we already have set up for you. We can go more in depth on each one of these. Your benefits section is going to tell them 3 main benefits of your whole service, your whole, travel advisor service combined. And you want those to be transformative, emotional outcomes of your service. These aren't features. This isn't your travel app. This is the, cultural immersion. That's more of a, kind of an experience, unforgettable experiences. Those are things that are going to last. Your process section tells them how easy it is to work with you. The first step is always scheduling a consultation or whatever your call to action is. So plan my adventure. Second step is all the work you do. And third step is them enjoying the outcome. Does step 2 have more steps, sub steps that you actually do? Your job is hard, yes. But you want to show them how easy it is for them on their side to work with you. Because they just want to know, if I schedule this, we talk, I go on this vacation, I'm going to have a great time. That great time is all they want out of this. They don't care about anything else. They don't care about how many itineraries you're going to show them or anything like that. They care that scheduling a trip or consultation with you gets them that great outcome. So that's why this is laid out with 3 steps. We have testimonial section. So you can, obviously start laying in testimonials. In these sections, we can hide if you're not ready. We can show you how to do that too. If you don't have a lot of testimonials yet, your feature section should be things like this is where you put your travel itinerary app, or maybe you book flights, let them know that, and you find dinner reservations in the city they're going to. How concierge is your service? You can tell them those kind of things here in these features, and then hit them up with some frequently asked questions. People are going to ask you questions, and answering those is not just good for your better informed leads, but also good for SEO, because you're going to answer questions people are searching for. And then we always end with a final call to action on each page, because you don't want to end a page with a period, stop, and then nothing happens next. You want them to keep moving forward. So another call to action. And then your footer should, kind of really connect with the kind of information you're putting in your Google business profile. We have space for legal pages linked down here. If you're using legal forms, we have those pages ready to go for you to fill out. And then also there's space in here, you can put your, this area here where it's like lorem ipsum. You can put your seller travel numbers for your agency. If you have those, you want to include those for sure. So I'm going to show you We go over here to the E up in the left-hand corner and go to site settings. You got global colors. And now I'm going to show you what happens if we choose a secondary on this page that is a little too close to my primary. Let's darken it up a little bit. Okay. And we're scrolling down to that frequently asked questions because that's what I noticed. Okay, that's still, let's get darker. Okay. So let's say that's what I wanted for my secondary color for my brand. This is not accessible. There's not enough contrast here for us to read that. So I'm going to show you what to do if you want to edit, you know, a section like that to make it better. Hold on, we got to reload. Have better accessibility and readability for your clients. So, okay, at the top, now scroll down. Let's click on that headline, frequently asked questions. We're going to go to the style, and my typography is secondary already. My text color was my primary. So I want to set that text color to something light. Let's set the background neutral 1 there. And then we're going to click on the frequently asked questions box here. We're going to go to style. And again, let's see here. Going to go to content. Content is your back header. Color. That's icon. So first, the color for this, say right there. We're going to choose that background neutral. So now it pops. And then you'll just, over here in the pink box in the top right-hand corner, publish the page. So that saves what the work you did. So now I can use that color that's that secondary color I wanted to use. It's a little darker and closer to my primary, but the global settings were already set to a way that it didn't work out well there. Now it does. But my footer, it still doesn't work out well. So let's click on the footer. And we want to edit this footer. So the same thing we're going to do with this text. We're going to go on each one of those and set it to a different global color. So I'm going to set those to that background neutral. Because I want it to pop. Or we don't have to do that either. We can say, I don't want the background to be this color. So let's undo those. So I'm going to go to my history and go back to editing started on this section. And so back to dark. Now I'm going to click the pink handle up here at the top of the section that selects this whole area. I'm going to go to the style there and make that color more of a neutral color. Let that load for a second. And now I don't have to worry about changing all the text. I can roll with the neutral color if that's the design I want. All I have to do is change this social media icons because those are still kind of dark. Let's change that secondary color to a neutral color, and now they pop. Okay, and then again, you want to save, you want to publish. And if you want to look at the preview of your page, this eyeball right here next to the publish, click on that, and you can preview your website live. You know, you can click around in it. That learn more button, we're going to need to change that color because that's too close as far as accessibility is concerned. That contrast isn't there. But everything else is starting to look really good. Everything's standing out there. On that learn more button, let me show you where it goes. You click that learn more button. It's already hooked to your services page. And again, we have the same issue here. Okay, we want to see that across these other pages. We want to fix that. So let's go ahead and I'm going to close the preview page. Up here at the top says footer drop down. Some recent pages are going to be right there. So you can look through these pages. If you want to search for a page, like I don't see the services page here, there's a little magnifying glass over here in the top right-hand corner, and you can search for it, anything through Elementor. So I'm going to search for services, and in a moment, it shows me I have a services page. I want to do that one. Why did it show me homepage also? Because I have services section on the homepage. So now it's showing me my services page. I can come here, I can edit everything. And what I wanted to do was fix this header section here. So if I wanted to keep it like this, we need to make that a lighter color, or I could make the text the lighter color. Just to make sure there's contrast in your sections. Make sure it's easy to read for people. This background on that, maybe I wanted to add a photograph. So let's choose an image from my library. And this sunset from a cruise ship. So you can add a photograph. You can choose how it is displayed here with these positions. So like center, center, center left, center right, top center. They're going to show you different areas, bottom center, straight water. That could be cool. Depends on what you want to see there. You see the services can't be seen very well in that. Go to background overlay. Click classic. Choose a dark color. And then this opacity. Kind of make that, just enough so you can services stands out there. So it stands out against the background and can be read easily for someone. Maybe I want to see this whole picture. So I'm still editing that same container. I can go to this minimum height and set the photograph height. How much of that picture do I want to see? So what's the minimum height on that picture? So you can change your sections like that. And then we can talk about, okay, now services, I feel like that's too high on the section. We're going to center the content on the page. So these things are things that a lot of these are tips and tricks that may not be in the help library, but that's why it's important to come to office hours and ask questions. Hey, I want to do this, and I can show you the demos. I want you to be able to know that you can customize these sites in depth, farther along than you can imagine. It's as much or as little as you want to do. But let's say, okay, I didn't like all that. I go to my history and walk back through the revisions. Go back to where editing started. Right there. And then I want to publish that. Publish. This picture here of this nice family, I want to change that picture out. So this shows, you right click on it, it says edit container. It doesn't say edit photo or edit image. Edit container. Or you can click on this gray box here in the left top hand corner of that container, and it shows up here, edit container in the left hand menu. I want to change that photo, so I click style. I choose an image, and I want that to be a photo of me on the well, that's the services page. So let's toss up, Tiana's Bayou Adventure here. So I've kind of got something there to lead in that I want to talk about. I'm one of my main services is, Disney vacations. That's a great lead-in photo for that. All these are Disney vacations. But maybe one is a cruise. So first we'll leave that as Disney. Instead of Jungle Cruise, I'll click on that container and choose a cruise ship. Here's one. Oh, okay. These are already in my media library, but let's say you don't have those. Go to Instant Images tab. Choose Unsplash, Openverse, Pixabay, or Pexels. So Sunset Cruise. So that's where I got this image from before. But let's find a different one. We don't like that one for whatever reason. We want one that, this one's kind of interesting. See the sunset from the side of the cruise ship here. So you click on it, and it's going to automatically add it to your media library for you. You don't have to download it to your computer and then re-upload it. So I'm going to select that, and it fills the space for there. And again, you want to see how this looks on mobile, because we're up here in the center. You got desktop, tablet, and mobile. So on tablet, here's how they're going to be laid out. On mobile, here is how they're laid out. So you're really able to kind of see how the page is displayed at many different sizes and resolutions. So that way, if there's any small tweaks you want to make, you can, but there shouldn't be many you have to make, because we've tried to make all those tweaks for you ahead of time. Here where it says awards and certifications, there's another box here. Click on that. It's an image carousel. So we're going to click on this. I don't have anything in this gallery. We're going to add to gallery. And I've already downloaded all these certifications. So I'm just going to pick a bunch of them. Let's pick all of them. Let's get crazy. I'm going to add those to my gallery. So they're added to the gallery. Insert the gallery. And this is a carousel. It's going to slide and show them your images. Let's see here. You can go to style and align them center. So they look like that. These are aligned top. These are aligned bottom. Line center looks the best, I think. Spacing, you can space them default, which is pretty tight. We've got them spaced custom, a little space in between them, give them some breathing room. But this way, you can display all your awards and certifications in a nice, clean, tight area. You want to save that, you click publish, the big pink button. And again, you go to the preview changes, and you can see that you've got those saved. You've got your features, awards, and certifications. And you can use that section whichever way you want. Title it something like, investing in myself to invest, investing in our business to invest in our clients, or something that shows a benefit to them. Why do you get all these certifications? What does it mean to them? Your expertise benefits them. So, and I believe that section is also on your about page. So you click over to the about page. We've got a section for it there too. Your about page, again, you want to intro yourself. You want to talk about what makes you different. You always want to make it tied back to how this benefits the client in some way. Your experience, your mission, whatever that is, tie it back to the client. I added a Disney page, it looks like. It's for Disney vacations straight up. I just copied the services page is what I did. So if you want to add an additional page like that, I'll show you that. We're going to exit back to WordPress. So you click on the E up in the left-hand corner, and then click your logo in the left-hand corner. And it's going to bring you back to the pages here. And so what I did was I just went to services. I said, duplicate this. And it's going to show me a services draft. Then we go to quick edit and rename it whatever I'm doing. So this is my cruises. Update that. So now, and under quick edit, I can also publish it right away. It's status is draft. Now let's publish it. Update that. So now I've got a cruises page, but right now it just says services because I haven't edited it yet. It's a copy of my services page. If I want to add that to the menu too, go to appearance, menus. And here's my header menu, about, services, Disney, blog. You saw that. You can see the most recent one I did was cruises, add it to the menu, and then drag it to wherever I want in the menu. So I want it to come before Disney. I'm going to save my menu. Now we're going to go look at the site and see how that looks. So up here, hover over where it says your site name and click visit site. So now you can see cruises is in my menu. You don't want to put too many pages in the menu though, because that is going to overwhelm people. You want to keep it concise. So maybe I make this services page just all-inclusive resorts. So I'll say resorts, cruises, Disney. So those are my three services. That still keeps this a nice, tight website. Doesn't say home up here in the menu because your logo is already connected to your homepage. So you click the logo, it's going to take you to the homepage. Your blog page, click on that. It's set up for you to write blogs. You can see there's a contrast issue here with the read more because of the way I chose that secondary color. We can fix that here too. If you click on one of these cards, it's going to show me my blog posts. These blog posts are already set up for you. Many people ask me, what are all these social media tabs there for? These are share links. These are not what you have in your social media. These are what other people have. So if I want to click to share this article to my Facebook, I just click that button and it'll open up another window with, the Facebook share information. Same with X, LinkedIn, Threads, or Pinterest. It allows them to share your article out into the world, and that helps drive people back to your site in the long run. So I'm going to go back to that blog page, and we saw that we needed that read more contrast. So I'm looking at this is a preview of the page. Up in the top, it says edit with Elementor. If I just click on that, it's going to drop me right into the editor of the blog page. So here we are. So these cards are one section. So if I click on the pink pencil, it says edit posts. I want to go to the style because I want to edit a color. So we want to go to, there's the box itself. We could change the background color of the box. That's a little bold, a little too much for me. I want to keep it that primary color. So I want to change the read more. So go to the content and it says read more. What color are we doing? I want to still make it stand out. So let's use that. There we go. That blue that teal stands out against that dark blue really well. So again, that just something you want to do if you've set your global settings to where the contrast on a section is too close to each other. If your secondary color and your primary color are both very dark or very light, close in range, that'll really help you out for readability and accessibility across the board, just to individually manage these to a different global color. Let's see here. Oh, and while we're here, let's just go ahead and scroll up to the top of your page, and that drop down doesn't have header in it, but if you hover over the header, you see this blue header appear, or teal header, whatever color that is. Click on it. That's going to take you into the header editor. So now I'm just editing this header section. If I click on the pink, it says edit site logo for that pink pencil. I'm going to change the site logo from the default one to my site logo, or my company logo. So I'm going to choose that. And then I also want to choose different favicon. This is the little image that goes up in the tab on your website, on a browser. So choose that, and there it is. I've already got those uploaded. I'm going to save those changes. Go back to the editor. And also, I'm going to want to refresh the page because this is taking place across everything. So this is going to reboot the logo. Now you can see when I refresh the page, the new favicon came up in the tab and the new logo comes up in the header. Let's go back to, let's go back into the header. Just because the button's there, I'm thinking about it. So if you hover over the button, click the pink pencil there for the button, edit button appears over here in the left. You can change the text here. Start now, whatever you want. Right now, this link, I want to show you this. This link is linked to your schedule page. So we have a schedule page where you have it it's got a form for a request form already built in. You could embed Calendly there. But if you're using a scheduler like Turn, you want to embed your Turn link here. So I'm going to go grab, let me go here. I'm going to go grab my Turn link. Because I've got a sample meeting set up for this. So if you, in your scheduler on Turn, you're able to, make different meetings. I've made a test meeting just for this. So paste that link in there. Publish this. And now let's go to the preview changes area, that little eyeball next to publish. And now we're going to click that start now button, and it opens up my Turn scheduler, which I need to reset this because I changed from Microsoft email to Google, but this is my test scheduler. So I'm not too worried about that. But I do need to hook up my Google email now to my Turn because I just moved from Microsoft to Google. So let me delete that. But you can see it'll open up your scheduler. That's what you want to do if you have an external scheduler like that. You can do that with a Calendly too. Just open up the Calendly page the same way. Like, let me go grab Calendly link right here. We'll put that in there. Publish. And now when I click that button on the preview, it takes me to my Calendly page. So you can do that the same way. Now, when you do this, you do have to put that link on every individual button. So make sure you do that. You want to go through the different buttons on the website. Make sure you do that. There's one button that you might miss, though. That's where I want to go next. So we just added the header button. Let's go back to the footer. So my recent pages, the footer. You're going to notice down here, there's this button you can't see. It says scheduler consultation, kind of hovered. But when you do see that, you get to see it in mobile mode because that button is sticky for mobile mode. So you want to click on that here, change the link there, and publish. So in mobile mode, it keeps that button as well. It keeps that button working as well. So over here in the preview, you don't see it, but I'm going to squish my screen till that appears. Well, there we go. Looks like it's mobile. Schedule my consultation. Opens up Calendly on my phone. So you have that button. That button is I'll call it the trick button, the hidden button, because it is hidden in regular desktop and tablet mode, but in mobile mode, that's where it shows up because your header button goes away in mobile mode. Look at that. Watch that start now button. So it gets smaller and gone once you're mobile. So then it drops down here. That's your button now. But I think that's about all I'm going to go through for today. Again, if anybody has any specific questions, feel free to join our Facebook group, which is facebook.com/groups/VoyagoSites. Join our official users group, and we can ask questions in there. If you're already a member of VoyagoSites, feel free to ask questions. Hit the help library, obviously, to answer any questions you might have, but hit the support tickets, create a ticket there if you have an issue that really needs to be fixed by us. But if you just have like strategy questions, things like that, let's talk about it in the users group, because that's going to allow us to really share that across the board with everybody else in there so we can all learn something together. I can even record short videos and drop them in there as an answer for demo and stuff from time to time. Or you can also submit questions for future office hours, like through the service ticket portal as well. So with that, I want to thank everybody for coming out. My name is Justin Hinkle. Again, VoyagoSites is live. Just come to VoyagoSites.com, click Get My Voyago Site. It's $35 a month, build per month, build yearly, or $39 per month, build monthly. And if you lock in that price, you lock in that price for life. And well, that's it. I want to thank everybody for coming out today. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful holiday season. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.